Hi YouTube, this is Penwithers. I thought this evening we'd have a look at some of the locos that I've got and touch on the weathering. All the Great Western locos that I can remember from my childhood, like the Westerns, were always very dirty, very unloved, and I have a preference to see locos weathered rather than in pristine condition. Quite a bit of this stock here I've weathered myself, just a bit of trial and error, trying out different techniques, and so far so good. One of the first ones I did was this class 40. So we got quite a bit of like track or frame dirt on the underside, when obviously it's come up over the sides here, a little bit of streaking and a little bit of like discoloration in the paintwork, so where it's actually faded. To be fair, I'd never really seen, can't remember seeing these in the West Country, but it's a loco that I thought looked quite nice, so I'd given that my first attempt, and I thought it turned out very well. I think I used frame dirt on the underside, so I had a bit of oily steel and did the springs. A little bit of silver just touched up on the steps where obviously the paint would have worn off with the actual drivers getting in and out. Roof dirt I've tried and I've found like a weathered black. Actually looked, I thought, a bit more natural to some of the pictures, but really this one here will show you. This is a Dapple Western as built, and this is one that I've done a little bit of light weathering on, and you'll see the difference to the bodywork, the difference it makes. I mean, for me, I think that looks wonderful. Nice bit of weathering on the nose. That worked out really well. And you can just see like the streaking coming down from the edge of the grills there. And that one's come out quite good. Then we come up a shelf, we've got a couple of Hymex. This one is partially done, and this one is finished. And I tried something different on this. I used the frame dirt again and a little bit of oily steel on the springs, but I tried a few different weathering powders over the top of that once I'd finished, and that worked in quite well. Another one here that I did was one of the new Bachmann class 43s, which has worked out quite nicely. I'll just bring it down off the shelf. Nice bit of weathering on the nose. They used to pick up the nose, the dirt used to hang on these quite badly, so a little bit of heavier weathering on that one. And just here there's Royal Oak, another class 43. When you think the blue would have been like that, it's surprising the difference it makes. So obviously that one there I think was a factory weathered one. But like I say, that's some of my favourites. What I'll do is perhaps just run through what I do on might have a go at weathering this one up. What I will do first, I will probably apply frame dirt to the wheels, and then I'll give it a coat of clear varnish before I do the actual bodywork. And what I use water or acrylic based sprays, and I've got an acrylic clear lacquer. I've just put a couple of drops of white in it, and that gives quite a good effect. It just, if you build up, like if you want to do streaking on the grills coming down, spray up and down in little lines there, and that will give you the effect of like worn finished paint with streaking. So, but I'll just show you what I do perhaps to this, and we'll see how he turns out. Evening all. Since yesterday I've had a lot of time, so I've applied a coat of varnish over 2 of these westerns just as a little base before I apply any weathering. That was the varnish, and I just added a little bit of white with it just to tone down the body side. So obviously I've done that all over. As you can see from these 2 photos, the western on the right is untouched. The one on the left, I've just done a little bit of weathering powder over the face. So obviously you can see it's taking the brightness of the yellow off. The westerns were renowned for being dirty. So I've done that, and I've also applied some frame dirt to the bogies. I've put that on with a brush. I find it's alright doing it with the airbrush, but you probably need 3 or 4 coats to actually get the cover that I want. So I usually do that with the brush. I've also just put a little bit of weathering powder over the bogey detail just to take that one colour background off of it. And while I was at it, I just went over the sides a little bit just to give like a bit of streaking. What I plan to do probably in the next video now, because time's against me tonight. I had hoped to have done this one, but we've run out of time. So what I'll do on the next one, we'll apply like some weathered black and some roof dirt. I'll mix that up together, and we'll blast in all these vents and do a little bit of detailing around the exhaust and around the fans, and generally blacken the roof over. When these went through the washing plants, looking at most of the photos, they never got washed on the roof by the looks of it, and you'd almost get like a tide line along, possibly halfway up on this curve. But like I say, next time we'll have a look at that. I have got a picture here in the book, and I'll just scan across. This is showing not a rail blue, but another colour of a western. We've got a bit, that's better. Get that reflection off of it. Now that, you can comment and tell me what the original colour of that was, but I just love how dirty that is, and like the detail there on the door. This Western Cavalier. But like I say, you tell me what the base colour of that was. I would love to do one like that. I think that would be quite a challenge to get that finished. But we'll leave it to there for tonight, and hopefully we'll see you a bit sooner. Anyway, bye for now.